Because you're playing Wigan this week. Do you become World Cup champions if you beat Wigan? Is that how it works, like boxing?
I don't think so.
Great performance by Wigan.
It was outstanding. I thought over the weekend, Warrington and Wigan put a real big statement down for the game in this country. I know we've been knocked over the last couple of years. The game itself's been knocked. The restructuring, the Super 8s, the qualifiers, some of the lack of perceived depth within our game, and like I say, there's lots of excuses that will fly around the Australians, and they've not even had a competition game yet. They're still in their pre-season, but they know what was coming. They know what it's billed as, and like I say, Wigan were outstanding. You can't say any more than that. They came out the blocks and they fought for every inch. They were tough. They were resilient. They scored 2 or 3 really good tries, and again, it's a nice place to be in our game in a World Cup year. To have the World Club champions back in this country after so long.
Mm-hmm. You beat them twice at Wigan last year, but you've got all on this week. As you say, they're looking great.
You look at the Salford game as well. They weren't at the best against Salford. I thought Salford actually played pretty well. But Wigan were still 20 points up at half time, just because of the ability to go from attack to defence, the ability to score points on edges, the quality throughout their team. I mean, like Williams and Lachlan and Burgess, Gildat and Gelling on their edges. It's a very, very dangerous looking side, and like they say, and what they've got that little bit of a Wigan mentality, which is pretty tough.
Mm-hmm. They were very strong up front, weren't they? And that's one of the areas you criticised your own team for against Huddersfield. So that area in particular in the middle is an area.
It's key. Yeah, it's key to it. I think it's key any game really. One of those areas that we felt that we were pretty strong at, and that's what hurt us most against Huddersfield. That we actually thought it was one of our strengths, and it turned out to be something that let us down.
Mm-hmm. Part of the reason for that, you don't like to make excuses, but you did have 5 props sat in the stands, so some of them back this week.
Yeah, we've got Burke back, Buchanan back, so those 2 are looking to feature this week. I'll probably name the side tomorrow after watching them train today. But again, the excuses are there. Like I thought both Jay and Ted Chappell were outstanding in the Huddersfield game, 2 young kids. I just felt we just lacked a little bit of quality when we needed it, which was through other key areas, through really important players in our team. So we know that there's an improvement in us, and the lads were disappointed with some of their own performances, and also disappointed with the outcome of the game.
Potential for any other changes, Dennis, elsewhere in the team, other than the 2 lads that come back?
Well, Tom Gilmore's got the classic syndesmosis. He turns his ankle in the corner, somebody lands on it, and he's got a syndesmosis, which means he's going to be, at best, 8 weeks, at worst could be 10. So that's the curse of our half-backs at the moment. So there's probably looking at a change being in there of Aaron Jeremiah was pretty good actually when he played. When Tom went off on the weekend, he did okay. So there's Aaron and there's Lloyd can play on the edges. But Danny Craven showed in the pre-season that he has the ability to be able to do that job for us, and it's an opportunity for him probably to come in the side.
Mm-hmm. Patrick Arvan in the mix this week?
He is, yeah. He's not. Again, it's one of those nice situations where I'd love Pat. I'm trying to work away getting Pat in the side because he's been such a big part of this team for so long. But still, Steph and Corey are playing well. So he's looking for an opportunity, and one of those wingers not playing well to get his opportunity.
Are we happy with the way Chris Bridge went? His first game at standoff at
really happy. Yeah, he's dangerous with the ball. One thing that Chris has got is that he's got that little bit of guile and that little bit of unpredictability to be able to break open a defence. Except like the tough thing about the Huddersfield game was that just because of some knocks and bumps and bruises, we had a pretty strong pre-season. Then we just sort of hit a couple of knocks in the last month or so, and it was Aaron's first game back. It was Lloyd's first game back. Bridge hadn't played in the pre-season. We had 2 or 3 key people that hadn't had any game time, and it looked like it was their first game. So I'm hoping that after that game we've knocked off a little bit of rustiness.
Mm-hmm. Your old standoff did okay for Warrington as well, didn't he, at the weekend?
Who's that? Sorry.
I can't remember his name. What was his name?
He used to play here.
That's it.
Yeah. Brown.
He
was. I was really pleased with him. Well, that's Kevin. He can do that. I thought he's had some pretty good games here for us, actually, if I'm honest about it. But I thought his kicking game was outstanding. I thought he controlled the game. You could see him constantly barking at people and pulling them into shape. That's Kevin. And in front of Wayne as well, after coming out of the internationals last year, it was good for him to get that game under his belt. Yeah, it's one of those where, it doesn't matter who it is. It was Super League versus the NRL, and I was really pleased that we put a stamp down for the. And we've still got a long way to go, but I think we can say that we've got a good game, we've got a good product, we've got some work to do. But let's not get up that it's all doom and gloom. Like I say, it was a pretty good result for us this weekend.
Can you just give us an update on a couple of your longer term? You mentioned Tom, obviously, so we know the score with him. A couple of your other longer term people, O'Cardle and Gerard, Christine,
and Joe Mellor as well. Yeah, they're all going all right.
Have you got some?
I've got, but there's no pressure on that. Like I say, I'm looking at probably Christine and Joe Mellor and Alex Gerard probably the end of next month. So we're looking at towards the end of March. I think that could be that Salford weekend towards the end of March. Yeah, so they're on course for that. Well, like I say, because there's so many of them, and if we're going well, it'd be time for them to fight for themselves to get into the team. And Eamon's probably looking at the month later. He's another 4 weeks behind that. So you're hopeful that you're not going to get any more knocks. You're hopeful that you can hold the team together. But like I say, we've lost 3 halfbacks in the space of like a pre-season and the start of the season. So it's something that it's really hard to understand and encounter. What we've encountered, it happens, but we'll adapt. We'll get on with it. We've got some quality in our team. The biggest problem with this situation, and I know it's easy to stand on the sidelines and just say go and bet somebody, but there isn't anybody to get. Like I say, we're searching constantly for new recruits. We're finding the right people with the right quality to make us better. We just don't want to fill the team up with people that aren't going to make us any better. So we are constantly working, trying to find those people to make us better.
Just a quick one, Dennis. Obviously, we've seen that on farm with Liam Walsh and Danny Walker have been called up for the England under-18s performance squad. That must be something you take a lot of pride in.
Yeah, well, we were last year. Those lads being part of that group shows how far we've come from almost having an academy disbanded 5 years ago to now producing international academy players. I think that's an indictment of our youth structure. It's a real pat on the back for the area, for the region, Widnes itself as a town. And again, what we're looking at is trying to build something long term. When to do that, you need an academy that's got the ability to produce quality players. And those lads are training with us now. They could be the backbone of this side for another 10 years. We just got to make sure we nurture them properly. And the group that's behind them, there's some good lads behind them. And again, there's the 16s behind them. So it's our academy structure. I know we harp on about it. It's really important to us as an organisation. But that's all. Like I say, everybody wants something now, and they're the kind of things that we're looking for 3-4 years down the line. Like I say, it's taken us 4 years to get the Chapel Hours into that position. Another couple of years, and you'll see the lads like Danny Walker and Brad Walker and Owen Farm within that kind of group that's competing for the Super League spot.